Okay, now that everything seems to be working for a change, we're going to try this again. Basically, earlier I came across the thing that Playmates Toys is abandoning its action figure line. It's going to continue to focus on the toys and the ships and such, but I'm not sure that's but it's citing lack of sales as the reason why they're no longer going to be get this out of the way. Disappointing sales, I think, and I'm sure the Prodigy fans who got stuff was going to be irritated because they only had like half the line out. You had Dal Murph and Gwen come out; they hadn't come out with Hologram, Janeway, and Rock Talk, so they got an incomplete line there. But poor sales figures, primary reason. And they're going to be, towards the starships and the role play, and it's like these guys. But frankly, I'm not really impressed with them because Foley did a thing over on Trek, or on the person, or I think it was a person, but the new one, and they changed things that needed no changing. For instance, the phaser here, it's the actual prop. It's a push button on the first version. It's a push button. On here, they made it an actual trigger. You pull back on it. He broke it off during the demonstration. He had to spend a certain amount of the video repairing the trigger, and he wasn't pulling that hard. I'm being real gentle here with this. It's like changing things for no good reason. The communicator. Yeah, looks nice enough. It's supposed to be the call sound? Wrong. That's a next generation. That's not even a communicator sound. It's like, something with a panel on the ship. But there was no reason that file should have been anywhere near anything labeled Starship Communicator. And they had the correct sound on the original version back in 91. Or 90 whatever, 92, 93. There was no reason to change that. And there were more sounds there had more variations on the sound you could adjust. The old 90-something phaser was a lot more, the handle is not correct on this. They just, why is there a light on the setting dial? So yeah, I'm not particularly impressed, with the, at certain points, yeah, but other ones, like, no, there's no reason for this. And the ships, so far I've only seen the Enterprise come out so far. I think they're working on this stuff. But it's like the few things, yeah, the sound quality is better, but it's like I don't need. And also, hit the button. It's random noises. The one thing I get this over without things falling off. And yeah, there's no batteries in the system, but I know you hit this button, that sound's going to make that. One button is the warp sound. One's the bridge. One's the photon torpedoes. One's the phasers. I know which sound's going to hit when I hit that button. I don't want to hit the button and not know what the hell it's going to make. Okay. There's one thing about this sucker here. I can set off a photon torpedo barrage just on my own consent. I just get them on. Now, if I could get that starboard nacelle to stay put, that's something that's driving me nuts. But they are not doing well by themselves. And it's like, what happened to the company in the intervening 20-some years? It's like, this is stuff they should have on file. The action figures they're putting out now are not at the stuff they were back in the 70s or in the 90s. They're not as good. It's like, I saw, the Kirk, Spock, and Khan thing. I'm pretty sure they had better versions of those very same figures back in the 90s. Why are they not putting out the crank of the same damn figure? It's just stupid decisions here. Okay? They're lucky the Paramount didn't take me up on that application for running this stuff, because I'd be kicking some heads in right now. Because you did it right the first time. Just make the same thing you did last time, dig nuts. Come on. How hard is this? And definitely stop chasing the parts of the franchise that are not working. But the thing, well, again, we're seeing the rot come in from the abuse from JJ and from Kurtzman. Just abusing this thing like a $2 whore to the point where it's now affected the entire franchise. People are no longer just, well, we still like the original series. We're going to ignore. No, now they're blowing up the whole damn thing. It's like back in the it was called the ElfQuest effect. When they put out too damn many titles under ElfQuest, people wouldn't just ignore the new titles. They started dropping the old ones too. ElfQuest titles across the board dropped like a rock. So it wasn't just the new titles, everything. And this is what happened now with Star Trek. They're probably oversaturated. There's too much stuff on there. And we've only, the past, bunch of years since this thing, I'm Robert out of back me. I'm on some of the stuff I like, he didn't particularly like, but of all the crap since Discovery, Picard, Strange New Worlds, the only stuff that I would qualify as decent, proper Star Trek has been Lower Decks, Prodigy, and the last season of Picard. Strange New Worlds is as good as it is only because it doesn't suck us back as much as the other stuff. And the episodic format is what forces them. No, you can't stretch this story out over 50. No, you got to wrap it up in the end and we're on the next one. That kind of forces them to actually write and figure out a solution. They say, well, we'll figure it out next season. No, you're figuring out right damn now. That kind of forces a certain element of, attempted quality here. But they're still not. And they're still inexorably tied to Discovery. And that is the albatross right there. That is what's sinking them. And it's like that show cannot end fast enough. Okay. The only reason they're doing that fifth is because they're contractually obligated to make a fifth season. Otherwise, any sensible program would have killed that thing within the first season because it was dividing the fan base. They weren't bringing anything new. And where is this thing coming? Like Russell Dayton and other people say, oh, this will really piss off the fans. Why would you want to piss off your fans? This is your audience. These are people paying your freaking salary in the end. Why do you antagonize your fan base? This is the crap that happens. It's no longer, it's not just, well, we don't want to watch Discovery. We want to watch straight. Now we're not watching any of it. The rot is set in. You're killing the franchise. Congratulations. Hope you keep them invested well, because you ain't getting any more after this one, all right? They can't get rid of Kurtzman fast enough. That's why they're talking about just CBS and Paramount just buying Secret Hideout outright. I'm pretty sure that's one thing they didn't think of when Moonves drew up that contract. Of this swooping and just buying the damn company and then telling Kurtzman to go get lost. I'm hoping to hell that is true. That would be beautiful justice right there. Because right now they can't buy him out and hand him on his merry way. But I'm pretty something the pride thought. Is there an option we just buy the company and then send him on his way and rebrand it ourselves? That may be the ultimate. That probably will be. That sounds oddly enough that probably is true, or at least it's something they're looking at. Because Kurtzman's also hamstrung. He can't do anything within Secret Hideout without Paramount getting first. He may not necessarily want to do something with Paramount. You want or with Star Trek. He wants to do something. He has to work with other companies. Like go back to crawling to Bad Robot to do things outside of the purview of Paramount. Because it's kind of a two-way street. That we're chained to him, but he's also chained to us. So. But yeah, this is just gone idiotic. Okay, we because normally, I mean, even among the props for the JJ Trek movie, the one thing that is pretty much consistently sold and is not wound up on straight to the clearance bins or or Goodwill has been the phasers and the ship. Those have held pretty steady wise price wise. The rest of the crap straight to the clearance rack. But now it's like, no, even that, even this stuff's not selling. Nobody cares anymore. They've killed the franchise. Now, again, with a franchise, it doesn't take, a good writer and a good product, you can resurrect them. But for all intents and purposes, it's a dying franchise. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate that. I mean, on the one hand, it's going to return to us, the fans, to keep it alive and do our own thing. The fan film thing might resurrect this when Paramount no longer gives a crap, My God, these idiots have taken two. I would, argue Doctor Who was pretty damn hard to kill, and they're doing a damn good job of that now. But like Star Wars and Star Trek were two of the prize, franchises in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry. That people, you can do. No, you can't. There is a limit, and they found that limit. I never thought I would live to see the day that Star Trek stuff was on clearance at Walmart. Okay, I have pictures on my phone of it with clearance tags. If I had the money at the time, I'd have got the stuff. Unfortunately, it's like in between paydays, so I could have gotten the new version of the ship for like $10. The figures are down to like $5, I think. But I was like, even the con thing was for the longest time. I was like, I really don't need a con though. So this is just is one of those cases where it's going to have to get worse before it gets better. So, and I think we're starting to get the worst. So now, hopefully, again, they can finally get Kurtzman out of there one way or the other, so they can actually get control back. Because that's another thing is right now they don't own everything of the franchise. The Discovery and the Stranger World stuff is partly owned by Secret Hideout. And that's the kind of nonsense where you had with the animated series. It was produced by Filmation. They had a stake in that. And as such, they couldn't do anything. That's why it was, supposedly non-canon. It wasn't non-canon. It was just off limits. Because if they did anything, clearly, from the animated series, they'd had to pay Filmation a rather hefty sum. Like, suppose I heard or read that, kind of on some of the lines that if Scott Bakula ever uttered the phrase, "Oh boy," on Enterprise, Belisario would have gotten a check. Because that's the big thing with, Quantum Leap. Oh boy. But again, we may be finally seeing the beginning of the end of the current arrangement. Because now they can say, okay, yeah, you have killed merchandise sales. I'm sure the lawyer's looking through. Okay, can we boot him out on this, please? He is damaging the franchise now. Can we please get rid of him now? Because the thing is, it doesn't affect just Paramount. It doesn't affect just Star. This affects the entire. And they're looking for buyers to try and bail this company out. Paramount's in deep trouble. A large part is because of the money they sunk into Discovery, and was not getting the return. This was a franchise with the print money. It was $1 billion a year franchise for Paramount, and they are killing it through pure incompetence and mismanagement. So, we'll still soldier on. There's still enough old, there's certain lines I think that, where the people are more select anyway, like model kits. I don't have every model. I don't want to get every model kit. I got this JJ prize back here. My mistake. And I'm already figuring what to do with that. And the funny story, got contacted by the gal I was ordering a Revell original series Enterprise from. And then some bonehead in the wirehouse stuck this one in the box instead. And I got a partial refund on it. Okay, well, I guess it's mine now. So I've been in contact with JT Graphics and working some, Pacific Cruise decals for it to, turn it into a cruise ship. It kind of fits this. It's scary how well it works. I just got an email. They found the box that I was supposed to get. Said, have you started it yet? Send it back. I'll send you. Well, unfortunately, I've already started part of it, so it's all right. And I've already wrote a replacement for another company, so it'll be here in January. It's just the stand I put together, but still, I'd already started busting pieces off the screws, and I was already working on stuff. Sorry, If they put it back up for auction, I might take a run at it. I don't know. Because I wouldn't mind having another one just because it is a good kit. But in case I screw it up, the other one I have a spare. But yeah, this is for new merchandise. You thought this would be impossible, but this is they are killing. This is the sign of a floundering franchise. They are killing it. And the thing is, they think they're doing great stuff. Oh, we're doing such groundbreaking. There's a diversity. It's like, how about telling a good goddamn story first? Okay. Nobody's gonna care how many check boxes you fit and you checked out with the casting and the creators if you haven't got a good story first. For God's sake, screenwriting 101. Tell your story first. You sneak in the message on the side. But if your message is the big thing, nobody's gonna give a flying fuck. Okay. So yeah, that's my rant for the night. Okay, might get something else here. I don't know. I'll see if Rosetta's up for a thing tonight. See how well she's healed up. Otherwise, hold on. Into that. Switch that around. But otherwise, we'll talk at you later, guys.